In today's episode of the Motorhome Matt podcast,
I speak with a couple whose motorhome rolled over and they had a nasty surprise with their insurance.
and we answer your questions about motorhome insurance, recovery companies and service points on the NC 500. Welcome to the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
Industry insights, expert advice for the world of motorhomes, caravans and camper vans, brought to you by thatleisureshop.com and the Big Orange.
We are. Now, do please remember to follow on your favourite podcast app and make sure you click the little bell and the subscribe button on YouTube, brought to you by arabasecreative.co.uk.
Let me guess about what our thatleisureshop.com product of the week is. Is it a ddipp robe? Is it that how I say it?
Ddipp.
Or do I say dip? Ddipp. Dip. Just dip. A dip robe. £150.
It is indeed the Sea Monster Hydro Dip Robe from Dip. They are brilliant. Look at this. They are ideal if you're going wild swimming in the sea.
Wild swimming in the sea. That's swimming.
It's a changing robe.
Yeah, that's just swimming in the sea.
They're brilliant. Honestly, on a campsite, they're ideal. I know people go shopping in them and do the school run in them.
Yeah, they're highly fashionable in London at the moment.
Well, they can have it. I'm not wearing this for that. But on a campsite in the morning, going to the shower block, they are blooming brilliant. You can wander up to the showers, do your thing, and then walking back to the van, they actually dry you because they're fleece lined. And these are 100% recycled. So I was reading on their website about this. They're made of completely recycled material. Even the zips are made of recycled material. The lining is recycled. 90 plastic bottles made this dip robe.
Really? There you go. They're usually £150, but if you say Motorhome Matt when you go to thatleisureshop.com, you get 10% off. By my calculation, that's 15 quid.
Well done.
It's the Motorhome Matt podcast, brought to you with thatleisureshop.com. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
And it's good to have you along. Now, a few weeks ago, we heard in our Q&A about a motorhome that rolled over. You heard me right. It rolled over.
Yeah.
And on the back of that episode, Michelle, the owner of the motorhome, got in touch with us, Matt.
Yeah, and this is her story. Michelle, thanks for joining me. It's great to see you in person. So tell us, what actually happened when you were in Spain?
We were on our way heading home after a wonderful European and Morocco trip. Decided to make one of our last stops, the Gorafe Desert. And I don't know if you know it, but you're not encouraged to walk through the Gorafe Desert. You're encouraged to drive through it just because it's so vast. And there was a dirt track going through it, which wasn't too adventurous. We spent our first night there. On the second day, unfortunately, the terrain got a little bit worse. We were going up a hill, slid coming back down, and overturned the vehicle on its side, which was a real shock.
So this is your Hymer MLT, not a small motorhome.
No, but it is 4x4. The thing is, you do 4x4 training, and everyone teaches you how to drive up things, but they never teach you how to do a failed hill climb. So we kind of chickened out, put the brakes on and decided to reverse back down. And then the weight of the vehicle, we lost control. What we should have done is just been brave and carried on and trusted the vehicle. But we learned from our mistakes.
And powered through up the hill.
That's what we should have done.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your motorhome. For those that don't know, it's a Hymer MLT. It's four-wheel drive. It's quite a specialist vehicle. It's not a cheap.
Yes, it's on a Sprinter chassis, but it's a coach-built motorhome. This was a 17 plate that we bought last year. I think we paid £80,000 for it. I say paid; it's on finance. But it just enabled us. It's got quite a big gap between the road and the chassis, if you like. So it just a good ground clearance is probably what I'm trying to say.
That's
right. So it just enable you to just be a tiny bit adventurous, but not forgetting it is a motorhome.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And how did it roll over then? What caused it to get up onto its side and then actually end up on its side?
So there was a kind of steep side on the driver's side and a drop on my side, which was quite steep. So we were going up chickened out. It started to slide. My husband was driving. His only thought was he didn't want to go off the side, so we kind of steered it towards the cliff edge. The back wheel kind of mounted, the front wheel clipped the only rock there was protruding from the road surface, and it was such a slow kind of gentle tilt, and it just rolled on her side.
Wow. And you were both okay, unharmed?
Luckily we were both okay, as was the dog. It didn't break a window. It just lay on its side. So yeah, luckily we were very fortunate.
And of course, this went rather viral on Instagram. You captured and produced a brilliant video, I have to say. Really good, Michelle, of the whole thing, after the fact, and then the recovery of it, getting it back onto its wheels. It was superb. And people can find that on Instagram, can't they?
Yes, so can't blog the good bits without blogging the bad bits, and I thought it was really important to carry on every bit of our journey. So yeah, my tags are m.explores.
Brilliant. Well, we can find out more about the story there, but it's all gone wrong for you again, hasn't it? Because you took insurance with LV Broker, who are now Allianz, and were under the belief you had European cover. And they've since said that you weren't covered for the repair costs to the Hymer. Why not?
It was a very lonely moment, stood in the Gorafe desert with our van on its side. The first phone call we made was the insurance company to say, help. And their answer was, no, you're not insured. Goodbye. And it literally was that short. It was awful. We thought we had European cover. It's something we definitely pushed for, or we needed, because we had to get insurance in Morocco. But it turns out, no, we were only covered by the minimum cover by law in Spain, which is third party. And I'm absolutely horrified by it.
Now, you have very kindly sent me your insurance certificate. I'm strategically placing my fingers to cover your details. Here it is, both sides. So I can see on the back you have extended European cover, and Section 6 says, the cover applicable to this policy is extended to all member countries of the European Union, Andorra, Iceland, Norway and Switzerland, for a period not exceeding 180 days in any one period of insurance. So that, I'm assuming, allows you for the 90-day trip twice in a 12-month period. After this period, minimum cover applies in these countries. So that is suggesting you've bought extended European cover. You have something over and above the basic legal minimum of third-party cover in Europe. What does extended European cover buy you if it's not fully comprehensive cover when you're in Europe?
Very good question. Very good question. And, we all know there's small print in policies and things like that. But when it clearly says fully comprehensive insurance, extended European cover, I don't know what there is. I mean, hands up, I didn't read the small print. And since I've gone live with what happened, there's been hundreds of people get in touch that have had exactly the same small print in their policies, which is the only bit of good I've took from this horrific situation. But it is really misleading. I asked for comprehensive cover in Europe.
And you didn't have it.
And I phoned them twice to make sure I had it, because I was going to Morocco, and I didn't have it.
So you've paid extra for what you thought was comprehensive cover in Europe, over and above the basic premium. What have you bought?
Good question.
You don't know?
Good question. And I need to, everyone's asking, have I took this further with them? It was such an exhausting time, having the incident happen and then being on your own to try and get back on four wheels to get home again, that I haven't really pursued it, because I don't know that I've got the energy to. It's I was just so angry that there was no help there. And I didn't think they could hide things in the small print anymore. I thought it was really clear that you buy something, it's written up on your schedule, and away you go.
I've been onto the LV Broker website and been digging around, and this is LV's schedule and policy details, and I've downloaded and printed it all off, and I am in the middle of reading through it all. And they're, of course, now owned by Allianz. And in amongst this pile is their schedule and policy details as well. And obviously, I don't have your schedule bespoke to your policy, but it would be very interesting to see what they have to say about this. Just Michelle, just quickly, what state is the motorhome in now? You got home to the UK. What happened next?
We made her road safe. We got back to the UK, kind of chilled out for a little bit. She's in the repair shop now, having some work done, because structurally she was fine. There's just a few dents and a few cracked panels, nothing that that can't be sorted out, but structurally she's fine. So she's just in having her repairs at the moment, and we're waiting for news any day, really. It's going to cost about £2,000. Probably the same as my excess. We were really lucky in our situation. I just really, really want to point this out to others that,
Yeah,
it could have been so much worse. One of us could have died. We could have totaled the van. Anything could have happened, and we didn't get the support that we thought we would have. And it's opened my eyes up to insurance, and I will be finding a new insurance company.
I'm not surprised, and I don't blame you, frankly. I am surprised that the repairs are only going to be £2,000. That's testament to Hymer, isn't it? The fact, I saw in your video, cupboards inside were coming apart, and you and your partner were able to fix some of that so you could sleep in it that night and get home. But I'm surprised it hasn't cost more to repair.
It is an amazing build, and credit to Hymer and Mercedes. This van lay on its side for 24 hours. It was righted, started first time, drove up the hill. The insides, obviously, it's lightweight, everything fell apart, but we were able to put it back, and bar a few where the screws had been ripped out, needing a bit more, a few brackets and things like that. It went back exactly as it was. And other than 2 tiny areas inside, you would not have known anything happened.
Wow,
Absolutely incredible build.
Apart from spaghetti everywhere, I understand.
Spaghetti and chia seeds are banned from the motorhome forevermore. They're still coming out of places, and I just don't know where.
So apart from this ongoing challenge that you've got now with the insurance company, what's your view on using a motorhome in the future, and perhaps going back to Spain or Morocco? Would you do it again?
I can't wait to go back again. It was a wonderful way of life. If you haven't done it, do it. If you're thinking about do it, we'd bought the home on finance. That would have been a shame if we'd totaled it and still been paying the finance. But we bought it on finance. It's a lot to pay each month. But you know what? That when you're away, just on your own, traveling and just visiting places that maybe people have never been to before, or you're following in someone else's footsteps, absolutely incredible. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, brilliant. Michelle, thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing this story. It won't finish here. We're going to dig into it a bit more, because like you, I am also intrigued as to what am I covered for our trip that's upcoming to Europe, as everyone no doubt watching and listening to this will be too. So thank you so much for raising this and for sharing it. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
That's Michelle Brown, the owner of the motorhome that rolled over. We've had contact with the insurance company, and they've sent us a statement.
We received the following statement from Allianz. We offer extended European cover for 180 days as standard to any of our customers taking out motorhome insurance, and this doesn't cost extra. The cover includes various destinations, including Spain, other European Union countries, Andorra, Iceland, Norway and Switzerland, and our customer was insured at the time of her accident. However, we've been unable to accept the claim on this occasion because the motorhome wasn't travelling on a public highway, and this is detailed in our terms and conditions of cover. If the claim had been made on a public highway, we would have accepted this. However, taking a motorhome off the main road does not apply, and we clearly state this in our policy documents. I then asked, Michelle called twice to confirm she was comprehensively insured in Morocco and Spain, and it was confirmed to her by the call handler that she was. Do you record these calls? Was this a mistake? Allianz replied with, this was correct information and she was covered. The claim has been declined because the motorhome was taken off-road. This information can be found on page 37 under general exclusions in the policy terms attached. It states, as an exclusion, the insured vehicle being used on any form of racetrack, de-restricted toll road, including the Nürburgring or off-road activity. Michelle purchased extended European cover as per her schedule, but what does this cover, I asked. Allianz replied, this cover includes various destinations, including Spain, other European Union countries, Andorra, Iceland, Norway and Switzerland for 180 days as standard for any of our customers taking out motorhome insurance. Well, there you go. So it turns out Michelle was insured, but her decision to take the motorhome off-road meant that she was driving outside of the terms and conditions of her policy, and then that's where the accident happened, so she had no insurance cover. Gosh, this makes me think and makes me concerned, because you go to the shows and you see a growing number of these vehicles that look capable of going off-road and enticing the driver to do just that with their big knobbly tyres and raised suspension and the kind of four-wheel drive capability. But how are the insurance industry going to respond to this? Does that mean that those vehicles are not insured when they go on this type of road? Certainly, if you're insured by Allianz with a policy like this, that would be the case. So this is something we are going to unpack further, because this is an industry trend where there could be a development meaning people are not covered by their insurance.
It's the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
And it's brought to you by thatleisureshop.com. It's time for our Q&A, and as I say every week, Matt will answer your questions, and if he doesn't know the answer, he'll find somebody who does. Sally Dacre is in Purton. She says, hi, I was listening to one of your recent podcasts, and you mentioned an insurance company for camper vans. I can't find the details now. Can you help? Well, the company you're looking for is Ripe, and our exclusive 25% discount ends this week, so you need to be quick, Sally.
You do indeed. We've been sharing a lot about Ripe's specialist motorhome and campervan insurance, and the feedback has been fantastic. But did you know Ripe also covers a variety of other niche items that you might enjoy? Their boat insurance protects everything from dinghies and jet skis to paddleboards and kayaks. They also offer cover for bikes and cycling equipment, golf gear, caravans and much more.
So what you're saying, Matt, is Ripe's comprehensive protection is perfect for all our listeners on the road lifestyle.
Exactly, Keith, yeah. So check out their website to see the wide range of award-winning covers that they offer. Remember, our exclusive offer with Ripe, 25% off your motorhome and campervan insurance, ends this week. So don't miss out on this great deal. Click the link in the episode description to start your quote with Ripe and enjoy an automatic 25% discount off your premium. Or give them a call and say Motorhome Matt to get 25% discount over the phone.
Tom Foy is in the Republic of Ireland.
Hi, Matt. I was just wondering, my daughter and I are thinking of buying a motorhome together. Now, the trouble is, she lives in the UK, in Manchester, and I live in the Republic of Ireland. If we were to buy a motorhome and register at her address in the UK, and she would be the primary driver, is there any insurance company that would insure me, even though I live in the Republic of Ireland, as a named driver on the policy?
Well, we thought we would ask Ripe about this, and this is what they came back with. Unfortunately, we are unable to provide cover for non-UK residents. This would include named drivers. We can't speak on behalf of other insurers, but a quick Google search shows a few insurers that may be able to help. So the suggestion, Tom, is to Google your answer there. It is possible to find an insurer that will do this, but you are going to have to shop around. But it's definitely worth hitting Google, and that will be your friend, I suggest.
Here's a quick one for you, Matt. Fred Holiday is in Carlisle. Hi, was just wondering what recovery company you would recommend for the UK and Europe.
That's a good question. I have for many years used the RAC. They have a product called RAC Arrival, and the reason I use it is because they don't have a weight or length limit on motorhome relay, i.e. putting you on the back of a lorry and dragging you away. I've retold many times a story where I broke down in Loughborough, I think it was, in a 10-ton, very long, 30-foot Winnebago motorhome, and had to be repatriated back home. Cost the RAC thousands of pounds to do it. Cost me nothing other than my annual membership. And so it is a policy designed for motorhomes. To get access to it, you join the Camping and Caravanning Club, get a code, ring the RAC, ask for RAC Arrival membership, give them the code, and then you get a special membership card that's white. That said, though, I did wait 15 hours for them in a car recently that broke down, and they were slow to respond. But I think that's a challenge that all the breakdown services are faced with. So that's the policy I would recommend to you, simply because the cover is perfect for what you're driving.
Bob's in Luton. He says, your recent episode on the NC500, why can't the Scottish Government see the potential for tourism? If they put the little bit of cash into the system for sanitation and water points in various places, like park-up areas or small petrol stations where air, water and sanitation points could be installed, and then have a small charge, maybe £2 or £3, on the busy route around the NC500 and other places, that would be a lot better. Well, Matt, we've talked about this a lot, haven't we? A lot of politicians in Scotland are talking about a tourism tax. £2 or £3 does seem like a very small amount of money.
It does, yeah.
There, Bob.
£10 has been mentioned per day, hasn't it, for vehicles visiting Scotland. I don't think the issue is that the Scottish Government can't see the potential for tourism. I think the issue is they're seeing the challenges that tourism brings, particularly mobile tourism like motorhomes and campervans, and unfortunately some of the mess that comes with that, caused by, of course, a very small minority, and it really is a small minority. Undoubtedly, more services around the NC500, in fact, all remote parts of Scotland would be great. Having just been on the Out Hebrides, we didn't have any problem at all finding somewhere to fill up with water, dump our toilet. There were lots of places around, and we really didn't have an issue at all. But I'm sure more would be beneficial, particularly the busier it gets. Yeah,
and some of this is about excess tourism as well, isn't it? Because there's tales, whether they're apocryphal or not, of convoys of motorhomers doing the NC500 and it causing problem for locals. And it's not just happening in the British Isles, it's happening in Spain as well. A lot of publicity lately about the Canary Islands, which is a Spanish protectorate. And people on Tenerife and Lanzarote are saying there's just too much tourism. We can't find houses to live in, and we're being overtaken by tourism. So it's getting that balance, isn't it, Bob?
It's Bob.
Bob in Luton.
Bob in Luton, yeah. It is Bob, yeah.
So it's getting that balance, isn't it, Bob?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's all about the balance. It's about the economy as well and the benefits that tourism brings, but that comes with challenges. So it's a constant debate, this one.
Yep, let's see what happens. The Scottish Government certainly got that eye on a tourism tax. If people want to get in touch, Matt, what should they do?
Please do. You can go to mhmp.info/ask Matt. We'd love to hear your question. If you're asking it, I guarantee there are hundreds of other people thinking it. Record your question with the orange button or fill in the form and we'll read it out for you.
Or you can leave us a review.
We would love that too. 5 stars are great. mhmp.info/review.
And if you've got the need to subscribe on YouTube, what do you do?
Please do. Just hit the subscribe button and the little bell, and then YouTube will tell you when a new episode has been released. And our YouTube channel is brought to you by arabasecreative.co.uk.